kickoff. It is the UAE in their change strip. They're known as Al Abiyad, the whites, but they are in red tonight, attacking the goal to the left of screen. And Robbie Slater, what a huge occasion for both countries.
Yeah, massive. And they need the draw, and it's two different differing styles. UAE love to attack. Defensively, they can get pulled about. But we know how Iran play. Carlos Queiroz' sides always have good organisation, work very hard on their defensive structure against Qatar and Shujaei as well.
He's onside here. No, he's not, Azmoun. Once he got involved, the assistance flag was raised. And what a goal he scored the other night against Qatar in Sydney. And that Stadium Australia rocking. The Emirati press were a little flummoxed as to why he wasn't involved last time around. He gets a little touch on that, and that's enough for the UAE. Kuladi's cross brought under control by Amir Abdulrahman, who combines with the more famous Omar Abdulrahman, and helped out wide by Khalil. It's the danger man, Ali Mabkut. He and Khalil both scored braces in that opening demolition of Qatar. 4 goals to 1. Having a crack from a long way out, and it wasn't too far away. Oh, what a hit that was.
The holding midfielder, and it just opened up for him. Pulled the trigger, and it certainly had Agigi scrambling across and diving to his right. It's right behind this. No bend. And whistles past that far post. You see how concerned he was, Agigi, as he gives it the no.
The other way, just as quickly through Amiri. Now Rafi'i trying to poke it through to Azmoun, who stayed onside nicely. Abdulrahman caught late. The youngster in the heart of defence for Iran. Oh, that's clear. Linking nicely with Yahan Baksh.
Where it all starts from. Back 4.
Nice ball from Ali Mabkut. Ball whipped in towards Omar Abdulrahman. Tried to turn it towards goal, and it's scrambled out for a corner. Iranian defenders thought there might have been a hand used.
It was a good attack, wasn't it? It all started with Amir Abdulrahman linking up, and they switched it out to the right side. Sunkor with plenty of space. Not the greatest of deliveries. It was Omar Abdulrahman attacking it, trying to hit it across his body. It was well past that near post. Would have been some kind of goal if he could have managed to have got that one on target.
Corner taken short to Omar Abdulrahman, who tried to between the legs. Trick didn't come off, but they were almost in again. The potential counter-attack on. Yahan Baksh surging ahead. Here comes Azmoun eventually.
Looking directly for Azmoun. It just pulled off the shoulder.
Look at Omar Abdulrahman and that understanding between he and Ali Mabkut, which has been a feature of their first 2 group games. Abdulrahman helping it on, and here is Omar Abdulrahman in a little bit of space, trying to punch it through to Ali Mabkut. Just too much on it in the space. Trying to release Azmoun. Keeper comes, gets plenty of ball, and it's out for the goal kick. Last touch off Azmoun.
Ball was just a little bit too hard from Rafi'i. To get his toe to that one, and he collects him on the way. The goalkeeper gets the first touch on this ball. Heavy collision. Has been looking for a penalty.
Kills from Rafi'i, dropping it over the top for Amiri. Teammates waiting the area, and he just holds fire. But Azmoun with the first-time strike, and that got a deflection, and it helped out Nasser, who was scrambling, and it's out for the corner.
Well, it's a difficult one for him to hit. I think he should be crossing this there, and then he gets it. Look, it's stuck between his feet a little bit, and then he gets out. And Azmoun has done really well to get any kind of connection. That was a difficult one to hit. The deflection takes it out for a corner, but really, the space he had, he should have done better. Amiri.
Taimurian's corner. Here they come, the tall timber for Iran, and they couldn't direct the header towards goal. Easier to score.
They headed it backwards. Incredible.
For Ali Ganji, it was coming through the middle.
Well, the goalkeeper, I think, should be coming for this inside his 6-yard box. Nasser stayed on his line, and he somehow contrived to hit that one backwards.
Mekinen was up there as well, but that was the chance for Ali Ganji.
It's a free header. Himself in all sorts there.
For UAE, they're going to concede set pieces. Now another one whipped across, and here comes the header. It was well won. Omar Abdulrahman just stumbled on the surface. Long-range shot was highly ambitious from Rafahi.
It's a nice way of putting it. Definitely the wrong option. Asman just to his right, but they get the ball, and it's Abdulrahman again losing the ball.
He thought he was fouled. He's still down on his backside. Now eventually back to his feet. He's confident of holding on to it for quite some time. After capitalising on that mistake from Bahrain. Here he is. Could quite control it.
I just noticed we saw Mabkoud there. We haven't seen much of. As soon as Abdulrahman picked that ball up, he was on his way. And he's picked him out. It was a difficult one to control. Kuladi did well to track.
Omar Abdulrahman. Putting it out to Walid Abbas. Ali Mabkoud was down on the deck, so there's going to be no one at the far post here.
Going one way and passing the other way.
Well to whip a ball in there. And cheekily, UAE took it. Nothing comes of it.
Sure, that was an Iran throw.
The officials might have just clocked off for a moment, and UAE pounced. Here's Ali Mabkoud, goes to the deck, hoping, might have been looking for it. Oh, lovely feed, Yahan Baksh. The card is out here, and that is trouble for Walid. He'll miss the quarter-final now. He was the only UAE player in the starting 11 on a yellow card, and he's the first one in the book tonight for that one against Argentina at the World Cup. Just on this stage, all their fans would like to see a bit more ambition for at the 90 minutes.
Well, at the moment, when they're winning the ball, so if you look at their two wide players, Yahan Baksh, on the other side, Amiri, when they pick up the ball, they're 10 metres inside their own half, so you've got a long way to go.
Sorting out his one-man wall. Abdulrahman should investigate that and try and pick out one of his teammates. It's a really dangerous ball. And it's out for a corner. Last touch off Iran. Again, they're disputing the decision of the assistant.
Oh, it's a great ball in from Abdulrahman. It's just at that spot where the goalkeeper can't come for it, and it just dips at the end as well. They defended that pretty well.
Clearly last touch off Kuladi.
Yep.
I think that'd be that cultured left boot of Omar Abdulrahman once more. And last touch off Azmoun. He can have another go. He's been a one-club man with Al Ain, this man, but there's plenty of other suitors lining up. Agigi comes. Omar Abdulrahman can keep it in. Teammates waiting, tricks his way past, beautiful skill, and he rides a challenge on two. What about the run from Omar Abdulrahman? Eventually stopped in his tracks, but that was special. Has prompted a potential counter-attack the other way, though. Azmoun, the furthest forward. Likewise, Yahan Baksh, and there's the awareness of the skipper, getting it out to Haidari. Man was arriving. Rafi'i. Here he goes again. He just loves to entertain this guy.
Yeah, before Twitter goes alight with criticism, I'm not saying he's at the same level as me, I'm just saying his style. And this was... Look at this. That's brilliant.
Could have gone down there too, the footing from Taimurian, but he thought last half hour. playing for the free kick and winning it very effectively.
Yeah, Haidari just left his leg in, didn't he? Khalil.
With 26 goals in the previous 59 games for his country. Try and score another here, or is he going to pick out a teammate? He does go direct. That's deflection straight away off Haidari, and that favoured Iran. Ismail on the follow-up, and just a little late reacting was Al-Anisi, but a free kick given on the edge of the area, and the card is out, is it?
Well, Al-Anisi, he just took his eye off the ball, didn't he? In fact, I think it was Ahmed, it wasn't Al-Anisi. Turned his back and the ball was there just to shift it and maybe get a strike and goal. But another yellow card. Necking him.
Ahmed Khalil with a deep breath. Fires it straight into the wall again. Yardenbach doing well to get his body in front. Had to be careful, potentially shoving Yardenbach in the back in the box.
Oh, it's good defending from UAE.
That tells a story, doesn't it? All those passes, almost a 3-1 advantage, but passing around at the back, they nearly got themselves into trouble. Iranian fans with a slow hand clap, they want to see their team in possession. It is all UAE at the moment, teased up in the air by Omar Abdulrahman. And right across the face, just needed a touch from Khalil. It was a nice idea from Al Fadden.
Walid Abbas coming in at the back post as well. All started through, what a passing movement that was through the midfield. Omar Abdulrahman starting it and just flashed across the face of goal with Khalil first missing it. Just needed some sort of connection.
Haidari wins the corner. Touch off Walid Abbas, but he's just talking to them, threatened from set pieces. Taymorian goes deep. Win the header again was for Ali Ganji. But still goalless here in Brisbane. Another Taymorian again. Near post, flick on! Oh, and it stays out somehow. Azmoun complaining, saying a hand was used to keep it out, but it's just going to be a corner on this side now.
It was Al-Anisi. Ball flashed across. Was it an Iranian player that flicks it on? It is. Flick on from Yardenbach, and Azmoun coming at the back post, and that's clearly off the chest. That's
keeper Majid Nasser. He's only 1.80 m, small for a keeper. Again, he waits. Trying to scramble it out of there, and they can do now. Use his body nicely. And the card is out again here. This time it's Azmoun going in the book for the late challenge. Ismail staying down. Hard-worthy, Robbie.
Well, it's a silly challenge, isn't it?
Guladi's delivery in towards Azmoun. Ismail wants to come back on now. Not getting a whole lot of love. And he won't need to come back on. It's Iran who get the second half underway. I'm sure the neutrals and the youngsters trying to inspire them up front and going to ground, playing for the free kick and getting it was Rafi'i.
Yeah, set pieces has been the best route to goal really in that first half.
Taymorian whips it in. And the follow-up was taken off. Here's Azmoun. It's Taymorian's delivery. Nasser with a good shout of keeper there. Confident he had the... Rahman tries to pick a pass right through the middle and going to ground. And inquiries about a potential penalty after Al Fadan was the meat in the sandwich.
Well, he certainly got in between the two of them, and it certainly looked like they squeezed him there. Big case for a penalty there. Great ball from
great surging run. That's going to get away from him though.
One touch too many
as well. Haydari going to hook it across. Now helping out defensively. Comes in from Neckenham. Pretty tame one. And now the volley goes high over the crossbar from Jahanbakhsh.
Yeah, didn't drop his shoulder.
13. A month after making his debut against the same opponent. Be careful giving the ball away to Omar Abdulrahman, who gets lucky there. Find Khalil. And here he goes. Neckenham read that pass.
Goes up front. Just not enough Iranian players, really. Keep a hold of it.
Beautiful first touch again from the superstar. Ali Makhout trying to turn and swivel and shoot all in the one motion.
Yeah, he's a bit unlucky. Just didn't get a hold of it. Terrific pass from Khalil into it. Fizzes that one in. One touch swivels and
sustained possession from the UAE, and Omar Abdulrahman says, leave it to me. I spotted Sankour getting forward. Drives it in low, and Neckenham bending his run. Tamorian picking him out. Jahanbakhsh wins the corner. And now we can make that change, and that is his last involvement. To see whether Ghaffuri plays in that same position, wide right, or will they push Haydari further forward. Numbers on shirts don't normally or always give you an idea of all evening. Tamorian's delivery towards the penalty spot, and Azmoun Rose couldn't get over the header. Still alive for the new man Ghaffuri. Delivery wasn't bad, but away by Ahmad. And now Tamorian again, and it's all UAE, but they panicked a little bit there. A bit more time than that. They can let it run. Well, that was his namesake, Omar. And he picks out the chest delightfully of Al Fadan. Unbelievable.
He's putting on a show here. He's shown in the first half his short passing game. Now he's showing us the long passing.
Sankour hits it too deep.
No one on the back post.
You see Omar Abdulrahman at the top of the box saying remunerated with Al Ain. Try his hand in Europe. Again, a little touch there was handy. Now Ali Makhout trying to squeeze it through. And he couldn't take it second time around either. Miri was 26 years of age. Making his debut. And he's going to stay out there. And listen to the crowd reaction when they see Dejaga about to make his entrance for Haydari.
Well, he's taken off the right fullback and put on an attacker, so...
Passing this, and it winds up with Dejaga. Gets around his man pretty easily. And headed out for the corner. Tamorian again goes deep for Ali Ganji, trying to get it back across goal. Dejaga trying to clean it up on the edge of the area. Amir Abdulrahman took it away, and look at Khalil. Khalil still, and that's going to be a booking. And that was a key challenge, though, to make. It stopped the UAE.
Again, you go back to the corner taken from Tamorian. It wasn't a good one, was it? All on their set pieces. Exactly what he was doing, Kuladi.
Once he was on the ground and wrong-footed, he just made sure he got his done it as yet. 27 years of age now.
Time. He hasn't hit too many poor ones, has he? But that was failed to be the first man.
Now they want to get it to Omar Abdulrahman. The Iranian defence going that way. Lovely ball. Going to get it back from Abdulrahman. Playing it to the feet
match play, and Abdul Rahman heavily involved, as you would expect.
Time for Amir Abdul Rahman to deliver. Khalil peels off. He'll do well to keep this in. He didn't. Flag up on the far side.
Well, the first one from Omar Abdul Rahman. It'll be the first man, and Amir Abdul Rahman hits this one. And Khalil looked like he ran around it somewhat, but beat him by a long way, so he was never going to get the
side of the draw. Australia, most likely Japan, who should secure top spot in Group D, and Iran if it stays like this, all on one side of the draw. St. Paul goes down the edge of the area, fizzed across the face of goal by Muck. Quarter of the game to go. Omar Abdul Rahman's delivery. All Iran at the drop. Or Ali Ganji away. Now Ismail, good closing down. Now Dajaga has Gafuri overlapping.
Cross in a good position.
Only the pressure and heat being felt by Kirosh with his team selection. You read into that, you think that he thought he might have been able to take care of UAE comfortably. The inexperienced attackers. Now it's Azmoun who makes way for Reza Kajanov.
He's gone off his brain on the bench. He certainly can sniff a goal. Iran desperately need a goal. To be honest, hasn't looked that likely from open play. That's a free kick, another one. Miri
Ross will be hoping he'll pick out a teammate. Teases it in.
It's another poor delivery. Failure to
Ismail. Finding the feet of Omar Abdul Rahman, shielding it. Khalil has the thought about a backfield to Omar Abdul Rahman. Here comes Ismail, his kind of range. Omar Abdul Rahman fighting the challenges and caught late by Nekkanen, and he's gone down. Omar Abdul Rahman stepping away. Ismail bending away from that top corner. It had a nice trajectory.
It certainly did. He hit it flat, didn't he? And it looked like it was going to rise, but then it dipped again. Here's the foul given.
Misjudged by Hosseini. Khalil's going to pull the trigger and right across the face of goal. He thought there was a touch. Neither of the officials spotted it, if there was one.
He's not going to get it, but had the confidence to take it first time. He had no support. Right idea across the keeper. The mistake was from Hosseini. He was convinced there was a deflection, but Agigi was
finally some Iran in the opposition half. Janajad trying to roll his man, but Al-Anisi.
Well, that sort of ball now just...
Abdul Rahman, he's got options, he's got two of them. And just teased Taimourian this way and that, and he picks out Ali Makut, who got plenty of power in it, but also got underneath it. But the lead-up work of Omar Abdul Rahman deserves something better.
First class. He's picked him out. Look how he fizzes this one in. Look. He looks at... Bang, that's a great first touch from Makut, and he's...
To Amir Abdul Rahman, gets it back. Make your runs, boys, I'll pick you out. Drops it over the top to Ali Makut. It is unbelievable, the show he is putting on. No one else can get to grips with this pitch in Brisbane, but he sure can. Found again. Trickery. He's taking the mickey, and the shot coming. Caught, and Khalil just couldn't get over the follow. Pretty effectively done. Dajaga's on the move. Can't take it in his stride. And then, again, if a goal comes from this, Taimourian with a chance to line up the strike.
The corner, it's come off Al-Anisi.
That one he 10 maybe.
I think he was trying to cross it.
And the header one, and Majid Nasser just has to tip it over for Ali Ganji. It was slow motion as he hoped that was going to dip under the crossbar.
No, he had it covered, didn't he? He's headed that right into the ground in the bounce. I don't think it was going to go in, but he wasn't to be sure. Majid Nasser.
He is a real threat though for Ali Ganji. Flicked on by Al-Fadhan, and you can't keep it down.
Been very very steady and solid in the middle of the two centre-halves.
Long throw, treating this like a set piece for Alleganji came forward. So there's Amiri, good feet this time from the left winger. And then he sells Meckenham horribly short, and it's out for a goal. Taimourian off the long run. He's looking for the flick on. He won it too. Wasn't too far away from Kujanajad in the middle, who didn't read it at all well. Dijaga picking up Meckenham, trying to slide it through. Good challenge. Alanezy points at that. Alamiri and Dijaga. That was bobbling real width in their game. Iran. Dijaga's delivery, and again putting his body on the line in the middle was more often than not. Dijaga's delivery. It's that man again, Alanezy. Whip back in, onside, and it stands. Reza Kujanajad for Iran. Top spot in the group, snatched at the death. Unbelievable.
Well, it is absolutely incredible. We've said it all night. The only way they've ever looked really like scoring is set pieces, and that's exactly what happened. It's the second phase of the corner. And it's Taimourian, I think, that comes in, and he sort of half-heartedly, I think he's thinking of hitting it. So the ball comes out, he attacks the ball, sort of half, and it lobs back in.
And no problem. And he's onside for sure.
And Kujanajad, just where he needs to be, and nods it home. That is, well, it's harsh on the UAE. And they pressed, didn't they, the last 10 minutes. There was nothing pretty about it. They got further up the field, they put the pressure on, and you always saw from a set piece that that was going to be the more likely way they were going to score, and it turns out that way. And it's the substitute, Gucci they call him, Kujanajad with the all-important guy.
Abdulrahman and company. Amir Abdulrahman goes to ground. Sloppy free kick given away by the goal scorer. Abdulrahman, it's all Iran at the drop of the ball. Ismail helps it back in. Meckenham sends it.